Good evening, internet. It is a good evening to say the least. So it's Tuesday. I do think, is it the 22nd? I think it's the 22nd. The 22nd of August, Tuesday evening. The time is nearly 15 minutes past 8 on this absolutely glorious evening. So let me just wiggle the bike out, and hoping that the wife has got the what's it. Have you? Right, she has. The what's it is the fob to the garage door, by the way. Now, this is a totally different ride. This is again a lovely evening, beautiful time to go out, and a bit of a different ride. We are going down into Quimper, which is our, if you like, it's our sort of major city. Makes it sound huge, doesn't it? It's not really that big. Don't get too excited. So, but for me, I avoid cities like the plague, or anything. I avoid big villages like the plague. I really do. I'm not a city or a town or anything like that sort of person. But okay. So the reason behind this is that my one of my daughters has got to go to some venue, and it's in Quimper, and there's a lake in Quimper, and we're not too sure where it is. I'm just going to because there's a car. Oh, I don't know. It's always bad when you're having to rely on somebody following you. Right, there we go. So yeah, like I was saying, she's going to this venue, and so we're going to have a ride down and we're going to find it. It's as simple as that. And like I said, me and cities, towns, I'm not too sure. Quimper, I'm sure Quimper is a city. It's got a cathedral, so am I right in thinking that if somewhere's got a cathedral, it's classed as a city? Or in the UK, I think that's how it works. Not sure exactly how it works across here, but anyway. So hopefully, I mean, it's obviously going to be busy-ish. Hopefully not too busy where we're going to find this lakey bit. I mean, we know where the lake is. It's some building that we got to find. So yeah. And I thought to myself, do you know what? Seeing that we're, you know, I gotta come down. I mean, we could have all jumped in the car, but if there's ever an excuse to do it on the bike, let's get the bike out. So I said, right, you follow me in the car, I'll do the bike, and it seems an excellent chance to put a video on at the same time. I mean, it's look at this. I mean, there's not a cloud in the sky. Absolutely gorgeous, you know. It's and about time too. Get the visor up and get some air in, because it's what is the temperature? Right, the trusty Himalayan is telling me that it's 25 degrees, which for 20 past 8 of a night, that's going to take us what, 22. That's pretty okay, eh? Now the very strange island here, an island that you have to stop on and give way. I just love this island, I do, honestly. And what, oops a daisy, missed first or second, as the case may be. A few cars here tonight. Don't know normally get cars there, but oops, get that automatic visor sorted out again. Oh, it drives me up the wall. It, you know, it really does. Just if it just stay, which it won't, because it won't even stay one notch up. It's really annoying. And like I said, it isn't a new thing, you know. It's done it ever since I've owned the helmet, so I don't know. I think, and I've said this before, I think what makes it worse is having the GoPro stuck at the front, because the air vent, which is a good size air vent, but the sort of the GoPro blocks the air vent, you know, and just sort of cuts the airflow down. I got a vent on top of my head, which I've got, well, not my head obviously, but the helmet, and you know, which I've got wide open, and that's great. And if you get the turbine going, you know, you get a lot of circulation. But unfortunately, I mean, I thought about putting the GoPro on the side. A few years ago I used to have it on the side of the helmet, but you tend to sort of ride a bit like that, you know. Your head goes to one side. And apart from which, I think you look a bit of a pillock, to be honest with you, with it stuck. And the bit I always remember, at one stage I went through this fad that I had the GoPro stuck on top of the helmet, you know. And well, that was just a weird and wonderful setup. You know, you used to get some right strange looks with that, I tell you. Mind you, I think in this day and age now, people riding around with GoPros on lots of things really, because I think it's come the thing, hasn't it? You know, we all want to record what we do, and whether it's for our own personal use, or, you know, some of us want to share it, you know, like I do, I mean, and many more people. So you know, people walking along these days, you know, with cameras, whether they're on the bike or a push bike or whatever they're on, or just walking around and talking, I think that's the most difficult part, I think, of anybody that does anything like this, is when you're sort of gonna, you know, you sort of, because like when I'm on the bike, I can talk, and I have occasionally pulled up in sort of traffic jams and been rabbiting away, and I've, you know, there's been someone next to me sort of looking at me thinking, who's he talking to? You know? And I'm sure that I think the same thing, to be honest, but when you get out, when you get off the bike, and you know, you're sort of walking around, and you got the GoPro or whatever camera it is that you use, and you know, if you got a mic clicked on you as well, you know, and you're there rabbiting about whatever it is that you're rabbiting on, or describing something, or pointing and say, oh, look at this, you know, brother, you know, and people sort of, although it's become more acceptable, you do get some strange look. And I've had one or two people say to me, you know, does it bother you, you know, how do you act with it, you know, and all that sort of. Well, at the end of the day, I think if you're going to do this sort of thing, you've just basically got to be you know. And when I'm doing that, you know, I mean, I got to be honest, I don't do much off-bike commentary, not because of that, I just don't, you know, or haven't done to the cases or the places that I've been, you know. But you've just got to sort of pretend that no one else is there, it's just you, you know, and whew, you just sort of keep on talking, or whatever it is you're doing. So yeah, and I always remember watching one of the Itchy Boots episodes. I'm trying to think where she was. I think it was one of the African ones, not this series, maybe the series before, and she was in, you know, one of the sort of sectors of Africa, you know, where religion plays a big part. I can't remember exactly which one that it was, but you know, where sort of women are unfortunately second best. And I always remember her saying, and it's the only time I think that I've heard her say it, is that she was going to put the camera away because she said, and to quote, and I'm sure I got it more or less word for word, that she didn't feel safe, you know, a blonde woman on her own walking around with a GoPro was attracting too much attention. And you know, I can really, because I'm sure, you know, anybody that watches that watches Itchy Boots, that's it, sorted my falsies out, there's lots of things that she does that I'm sure we all go, oh no, you know, and we, you know, it's quite funny really, you know, like most people, I've never even come into contact with her, but you almost get or feel as though that they're more than just someone on YouTube, you know, they almost become a part of your sort of daily life, and so you sort of fear for them in a way, you know. Oh God, I hope she's going to be okay. The one that I watched on Sunday evening when she did the waterfall bit, there was a guy before that, you know, the army bloke, was he, police, whatever, you know, took a camera, and yeah, okay, I sort of get it, you know, maybe he went, but it was a sheer arrogance of the way that he did it, you know. Yeah, he didn't really explain what, and you could tell by her face that, you know, she was shocked, I would say, and worried at the same time, you know. I'm sure the guy could have but used a bit of a discretion in the way that he did it, you know. It doesn't matter who she was, she's a human being, and just a little bit of you know, a bit of courtesy, where it doesn't matter what his job is, you know, instead of the way that he did it was yeah, anyway, she got the camera back, so, you know, no real big deal at the end of all that, but still not a nice situation to actually be in, was it? Anyway, again, so here I am with my Airtex jacket on, you know, at sort of 27 minutes past 8 of the night, and it does feel, and in actual fact we've gone up a degree, we are now 26, so yeah, I mean, that seriously cannot be moaned at, can it? And it feels really nice, but I'm sort of thinking to myself, the ride back isn't going to be till gone 9 o'clock, obviously, well, probably 8:30, and it always seems to chill down very quickly, you know. 1 minute it's like, whoa, this is really good, and then the next week it's like, whoa, it's a bit nippy, isn't it? So in the back I have a, you know, a bit of a sort of shirty thing, that yeah, because I hate getting cold, and do you know what, it's quite, I haven't had a chance to wear it yet, but I bought myself a new bike coat. Although the wife can't understand why, because I have, and I must admit, you know, I do have too many, yeah, you know, far too many, and every time that I buy something else, I say I'm going to sell an item, but I don't know. But anyway, and this is and why I bought it is, I mean, I don't do high speed long distance touring like I used to, so, you know, and I'm not saying that, well, hang on, if you come off a bike, which I'm hoping not to, but should you be unfortunate enough to come off a bike, you know, that, oh, I don't need a decent jacket, because you do, you know. And so the jacket that I bought, it's all to CE regulations and God knows what else, and but it's like the bomber style jackets, you know, I suppose, would you class it as like, you know, the American Air Force jackets, that sort of thing? And I gotta be honest, it's got a thermal lining in it, you know, for the winter. It's an all seasons one. It's really comfortable. I mean, it really is a comfortable jacket, and it was a decent price. I got it from a place, this is in France, although I do believe that they post international. I got it, it's called Daffy Motos, and they sort of sell everything, you know, to do with bikes, basically. So yeah, looking forward to wearing it, but obviously in this weather it just doesn't warrant it. I did actually think tonight, oh hang on a minute, you know, shall I put on the new? But I tell you what, also, well not also, because I haven't got it on, but another item of clothing that I have got on, and I was talking about this a few weeks ago, because I'm coming, you know, want to do a couple of longer rides in September, and you know, I don't care what bike you've got or how comfortable it is, we all get the numb bum. I mean, we do, and I think the older you get, you know, I think maybe the worse that it gets. So I don't know if anybody remembers, in fact I think Harry from Latvia Motos, or Moto Latvia, I sure I get the wrong way around, but he knows what I'm on about. But I was on about these sort of padded shorts, you know, with the gel inserts in, because they're all selling these now. So I ordered a pair of them, and I thought tonight, do you know what, I'm going to put them on. So I've got them on, right? I've got them on, and I've got to be honest. I mean, yeah, okay, you know, I mean, I've been on the bike what 20 minutes, but I tell you something, it's extremely comfortable. You know, I mean, it really is nice. He's come up all the way, that guy has there, all the way along a line of traffic, which, okay, at the moment he can overtake, but he wasn't back there, and I don't know. I love the French roads. They're great, and I got to be honest, they are extremely courteous to motorcycles. You know, in fact, probably one of the best countries to ride a motorbike. I mean, you know, if I was to come up right behind this guy in front of me, which I'm not going to, because one, we're doing the speed limit, two, this road is well known for gendarmes and their little cameras, and three, I got the wife behind me. But if you do come up behind a car, they pull over. I mean, you know, they make a huge attempt for you to come past them. But if you're a car driver in France, the French drivers have got to be one of the worst in the world for tailgating. They really are. They come right up behind you, and I mean right up behind you. They all are filled with this assumption that you're going to get out of the way, or you're going to increase your speed, because they're menacing. And with me, it has the opposite effect if I'm in the car, because I'm in no rush, mate, you know. I'm a retired man, mate, I got nowhere to rush to, and I certainly won't be pushed along. And you know, okay, maybe that's the wrong attitude, but I think it's also the wrong attitude for you to increase your speed just to please the guy behind, who's probably going to drive like, or most of them that do this just drive like maniacs anyway. Anyway, that's just my opinion, of course. So there you go. I really do hate tailgaters. Like I said, I've never ever had it on the bike, never. You know, I'd say it again, the French are absolutely brilliant when it comes to motorcyclists. So courteous, it's unbelievable. And I've heard a lot of people, you know, that come over here touring that probably never been here before, you know, and they say, oh, you know, couldn't get over how the cars move out your way, you know, and they do. They're absolutely brilliant. So yeah, there's good and bad, isn't there? It's as simple as. Right, well, this is a totally different view, totally different ride that I'm taking it tonight. As far as I can remember, I think I popped into Quimper. I think it may have been in March, April time, and I think it was a Sunday, and we just popped in then. But certainly, you know, I mean, this isn't a pretty ride, although it could be. I could just keep the front camera on me, and then maybe it would be a pretty ride. But there you go. But yeah, you have to be, I suppose, as well, because, you know, we are coming to like Quimper, which is pretty much a bigger place. You do have to be aware of the gendarmes lurking with their cameras. Probably not so much at this time of night, to be fair, as one leaps out the bush. But yeah, I remember when I came here, 2005 I arrived there, and, you know, speed cameras, well, there wasn't any, well, not round here, anywhere, you know. You could go out all day and you wouldn't come across a speed camera, you know. And certainly gendarmes with cameras parked up, lurking behind trees and road signs and bushes. It just didn't happen, you know. It just didn't happen. But it does now. You know, you really do have to be wary. You know, I got to be honest. You know, there's no good. I've been done. I think, especially in the first years, I got done a lot of times. You know, when I had the BMW bike, and then I've never got done in. Oh no, I think I have. I think I got done once in the car, but on the bikes, oh, it was a nightmare. And I think this is another reason now, you know, big tourers, big machines, you know, it's becoming, I mean, you know, look at this here. This is a 30-kilometre zone, and there's more and more and more of these popping up all over the place. I mean, you could almost get off and walk, couldn't you? You know what I mean? But they're getting really strict on it, and I get it, you know, I do get it. There's, you know, this sort of place, you know, there's children, there's people around, well, not so much at this time of night, but you know what I mean. And so yeah, speeding is becoming totally unacceptable, you know. I mean, it really is now. People just don't want to know, you know. You know, I missed that second gear. Isn't it marvellous? I don't know if anybody else does this, but on these bikes, it's, if you want to find neutral, sometimes it can be a pig. It really can. You know, you think, where's it gone? And then when you don't want to find neutral, you find it. And it's just one of them things, in it, eh? Never mind. It's like this here again. This is the 30 zone. And again, you know, I suppose you can understand sort of why. Yeah, I mean, it's like America, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of states, or is it all of them? I'm not 100% sure, but there's a lot of places in America where the national speed limit is 50, isn't it? You know, and you know, and I suppose they've got their big Harley cruisers there, and to be fair, they just cruise along. They enjoy what they're doing. They enjoy the scenery. and I don't think that's a bad thing at all, you know. I really don't. Again, that's just me, you know. I these days, speed just doesn't interest me at all, and I'm not saying that just because I own a Himalayan, you know, because I've got the Transalp, that's a 650. I mean, if I want to, that'll shift, but I don't want to do it, you know. It's as simple as that. I think the only time that I'd sort of think, okay, I'm going to go on the Transalp for the longer time is if I was going A to B for a reason, and I was going down, say, the motorways, because obviously it's a different style, you know, it's a V-twin. I'd probably take it then, not because of the speed, because I'd still probably do the same speed as I would on this, but it's a, you know, it's an easier bike to do it on, you know what I mean. That's made again for the sort of distance, where this will do that, you know. I mean, I love these bikes, we all know that, but yeah, I'll shut up before I dig myself into a big hole. You know, last week he was telling us that these bikes, you can hear it now, can't you? Oh dear. So you wouldn't think that we're, you know, that this we are actually now in Quimper, yeah. But you wouldn't think that we are literally, you know, on the outskirts of a major city, or major city for us, as I keep saying, because I know that a lot of people, and I've said, you know, friends of mine back in the UK, when they've come across and they say, oh, you know, we're going to Quimper, and I say, oh, you know, it's huge, you know, and they sort of look at me saying, have you forgotten where you used to live in it? I mean, I'm a Brummie, and so Birmingham, or, you know, its sub-districts, you would think that, you know, I'd be used to things like that. But I suppose because where I live now, which is very rural, as you all know, coming to somewhere like this now, it, you know, to me, this is like, oh my god, this is busy, you know. Yeah. But still, I mean, this, obviously, you know, at this time of night, I mean, what are we? We're 20 to 9 now. You know, this is a totally. I mean, if this was in the day, it would be a lot busier, you know. But you know what? Even if I brought you here on a Monday morning at sort of, I don't know, 8 o'clock, I'd be saying, oh, this is so busy, and you'd all be thinking, really? You know, because it isn't, it's just, you know, I'm just looking. Oh, there's the wife. It's alright, this I couldn't see the other side to this car, but I can see her now. We haven't lost her. I mean, we're not actually going through the middle of Quimper, which this is sort of, we're doing, like, you know, skirting the sides a bit. I'm not too sure I could cope with the middle of it. But it does, again, it sort of gives you a different view, because, you know, normally all my rides are, you know, on the coast, or certainly mostly rural, you know, and this just gives you a little bit of an insight of our French life, you know. Hey, we have we're going to do that's the estuary there. He's just trying to get his head turned, and so yeah, I mean, you know, that the sea comes in pretty, feeds right in here, and up there that way is our local hospital, the main one. Hey, God bless them, that's where they gave me my nice new shiny metal hip. Thank you so much, staff, fantastic people, Absolutely love them to pieces. I really do. Brilliant. Went out the way. Marvellous. I mean, there's me. My French is absolutely awful. And they literally went out their way to, you know, to find people that could speak English so that I knew exactly what was being said, and, you know, everything else. Now, I think the wife, she there was me, I was going to go. I says to her, she should lead. In that fact, that's what I'm going to get her to do, because do you know what? There you go. Hello. I'm terrible, but see, she doesn't mind coming in here. Her and the kids, they'll come in here shopping and God knows what else. Whereas me, God dear, just the thought of it is like, oh no. And so she knows where she's going a lot more than I do. We hope anyway. It's very, I got to be honest, it's a pretty, I love the French, the way that even their major towns and cities, they always look so clean, and you know, we don't do litter, do you know what I mean? You know, I mean, you don't. Again, it's sociably unacceptable here. You know, I've seen kids come out of like McDonald's or this sort of stuff, you know, and throw the rubbish, and they're absolutely scorned upon, you know, because it's just not the sort of thing that you do, or you shouldn't anyway. Right, so I'm presuming that it's round here somewhere. I don't know where. I'm just hanging on me, you know. Round and round the car park, I think. Okay, well, for now I'm going to end this video because I'm not too sure. We got to get out and find what's what. I'm not too sure. We might pop into Camp Air itself and go along the river if we've got time. If not, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm just going to pull out the way. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if I don't see you in a little bit with the last bit, I will see you in the next video. So take care and see you all soon. Bye for now.